Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to some new, fresh Entropia content. And today you can see that I'm still in Monria. I didn't go too far. I didn't actually have a chance to play the game at all after I last seen you guys. So what I'll do today is finish some of the tour of Monria that I didn't do yesterday, do the crafting, and maybe we'll set the stage for some other stuff coming up in the future. Okay, hopefully we'll have a large global to brag about. Just kidding. Now, I know in previous episodes I was talking about Monria and how you used to be able to buy the apartment deeds as soon as you arrived here. And I figured I would just show you guys where that location was. They used to have, what was it? Like when you come in the teleporter of the planet there, you come here to this little circle in the center, and they used to have a shopkeeper. And that shopkeeper was basically in the spot where all this pets and stuff is. Or these plushies. Yeah, so they had the shopkeeper here, and you used to be able to buy the Monria deeds. So it was pretty cool. You could buy shopkeepers and everything. Or not shopkeepers, the apartment deeds right here. Oh yeah, and I was going to show you guys too. I only showed you the Monria shops that I purchased, and there's actually some bigger shops in Monria. So I'll give you a quick tour of those. I don't know, I guess they're arguably bigger. I think actual floor space wise, I'm not sure that they are bigger. Let's check out this shop. The item points, 350. Was that bigger than the other FOMA deed? I can't even, or Monria deed? I can't remember. Yeah, so if you go in, you'll see that these shops, I don't like them as much. Like, people are telling me these shops costed more. I was like, well, I kind of like the other Monria shops better because they have that huge window and shit that you can see outside. Right, my mouse is really acting up today. Right, I'm back. So yeah, this is a little bit of a look to see what the deeds and stuff or shops look like on Monria. Got some shopkeepers. You can see that they've been completely abandoned. None of these shopkeepers even have anything. So, not sure what's going on with this shop. Maybe they just, person hasn't been back in a while. Filthy McNasty's been busy. Now it looks like his shop was pretty much a mining specialty shop. So I don't know, if anyone else wants to check out the other shops, that's some of the ones. They got a bunch all over the inside part of this mall. Or space station, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, I'm dying to hit the vape, so I figure I'm gonna hit up some of the crafting. Get that shit beginning. Oh, Mayhem token trader. I'm just gonna talk to this person for the heck of it. I don't need any mining challenges because I'm not really into mining. Now, one of those things like mining, I'm not really against it or anything, but I just haven't had a lot of fun doing it. So I was like, it's okay. It's like, well, a lot of things in Entropia notice it's almost a guaranteed loss every time. So it's a little bit frustrating to do mining because you're just going to lose pet over and over. Alright, sometimes for a little bit of luck, I like to equip these crafting tools to see if that helps. I think one time when I won Crafting Mania, I was actually holding the crafting tool. I don't know if that does anything, but it's like superstition and with athletes and stuff. A lot of crafters have little superstitions. Alright, so let's give this a try. Now before I was saying I was going to leave full quality rating because I want as many successes, but I think I'm going to put just a little bit, a touch of the bar, just in case I to get a decent loot coming, it'll double it. Alright. Now today on the menu, Went a little bit on the overboard. Figure it's fucking such a bad heat wave. I'm trying to cope whatever way I can. So what I did with this bowl is I packed Pure Sun's Farm cannabis. I know a lot of people have been messaging me asking me what kind of weed I smoke or what I'm on. I'm like, don't worry, it's not crack. I'm on Sun Farms cannabis, sativa strain. It's from the Ontario Cannabis Store, the official government website for weed. Yeah, so if you're wondering what I'm on, it's weed. And it's Pure Sun Farms weed. Oh yeah, and then I spiked the bowl, not with crack. What I did is I spiked the bowl with a little bit of pure vapor oil, that red stuff I showed you yesterday. And I also added in some hash, some gold seal hash that I got gifted to me. I'm not sure where they got it, hoping the Ontario Cannabis Store. And if you'd notice that my vaporizer has changed in its function recently, it's because the tank filled, and once the vapor oil collection tank is full, it starts to bubble like fucking bong water. But when the oil is at room temperature, it's a little bit thicker, like you know how cannabis oil is thick, like honey. So what happens is it seals it shut so you can't get air through. So what I have to do is take a strong puff on this tube, and eventually the oil will go pop, and then air will be able to go through. So that's what I call like popping the vapor oil tank. Sometimes I have to do that in order to get air through. The way that you can stop that from happening is either turn on the heater on the extreme Q so that it fucking heats it up, turns it to a liquid, then you don't have to worry about that shit. Oh, was that? I thought I saw Mike King B-Nut for a sec. No, it was just Healer King. Now I was wondering if Mike King B-Nut has been on Entropia lately. I mentioned it before in my other videos. He was like my crafting mentor. I haven't talked to him in a while, so even a couple of years. So wouldn't it be neat to see what he's been up to in Entropia? What I'd like to do is hook up with him to see if he's making anything and needs to get rid of it, because I have shops where I could help him sell some stuff. Yeah, Mike King B-Nut, he was one of the first guys that sold me a shop. He sold me his, or no, what happened was he sold his shop to a reseller. Forget what his name is. I'll check. Give this guy a shout out because he's actually a good guy. As much as he resells items a lot, I notice he's very active in the Entropian community, so I like him. I used to call him annoying. I think his name was something like that. Ah, here it is. Not annoying, and however you say that. Yeah, he's only been offline for 10 hours. So this was the guy that Mike King B-Nut originally sold his shop to. I think he sold it to this guy for I think around 4,000 ped or something. And then what happened was is I went and bought the shop the next day from the reseller, and it was stupid because I already knew Mikey and I didn't know that he was selling his shop. He should have just told me and he could have sold it to me and I would have given him more ped. But anyways, he sold it to this reseller. This reseller bought it and then sold it to me. I think he sold it to me for around 8,000 ped or something like that. So this reseller basically doubled his money. And then Mike kind of felt bad because he's like, shit man, he could have just sold it to me and doubled his money. But that's why you got to be careful when you're selling your shops. Like if you're in the mood for a quick sale, you're probably going to get yourself ripped off. So try to, when you sell a shop, to give yourself a few years to sell it, so you have time to put a high price and try to like get your feelers out there in the market, see if there's anyone looking for shops. Yeah, so that's what I did. Is when I got the shop from Mike King B-Nut, I souped it up. I fucking ran the shop. It was Emerald Lakes Mall. I think the first floor, shop 2 or something. It was a small shop, but man, it had a decent amount of foot traffic for just being in Emerald Lakes. Yes, I don't know if in other videos I talked about it. I ran a pawn shop out of that store. Well, not officially a pawn shop, but I was buying and reselling items off people. So people would line up at my shop to sell me items. I'd have like lines of people coming to sell me shit. And then when people are waiting in line to sell me shit, they would often buy stuff in the store too. So I had a good shop going for a while in the mall. And the only reason I sold it is I think I put it for sale for 20 or 30,000 ped and someone offered to buy it. I was like, sold. Now I just ran it for maybe a year or two, waiting and waiting to see hopefully if someone would put a high bid to buy the shop. And eventually it came in. But you can see that these shop turnarounds aren't always a quick get rich quick thing. Because like Annoyance or whatever his name is there, sorry for screwing that up, buddy, but yeah, I screw up my own name, so don't feel bad when I screw up yours. But anyways, yeah, so it's like, can be fast resell, like Annoyance, how he fucking bought it and resold it within the same week. But a lot of cases when I'm like really reselling for a high price, I have to wait over a year. So there's a bit of hit and miss. Alright, you can see I'm 101 crafts of the 500 successful, so I'm well on my way. I don't know how many clicks do I got left, over 1,000, so it might be close. I'm thinking it might actually require 40 ped to finish this. Now people are thinking, oh god, you said these were cheap skills and easy to get. Well, technically I can profit on this run if they start giving me some blueprints. But you'll notice in this run, they're really giving me shit for blueprints. I don't know if maybe that's because of the quality rating I have it set to. Maybe I should crank up the meter a little bit if I want some prints. But yeah, so anyways, if you get a recycle print in this run, all of a sudden, boom, you've profited. So it really determines crafting. You can see that depending what blueprints you're getting, that's going to make or break your run. So I'm pretty sure that like the crafting skills are going to be expensive, but say you profit from getting a print, or you just cash in your nanocubes, or what am I creating here? Explosive projectiles. If you resell those, sometimes you can get a little bit of markup on that. And then with that markup, you'll be able to cover the losses that you made from crafting. So therefore you'll break even somewhat on the crafting run, and then you have the skills on top of it. So that's why I'm calling it really good free crafting skills. Technically it's not free, but if you do it right, you can almost make it free. Or you can even profit. Now, I think what some people mention to me is people will take these skills that they fucking get from doing this mission, then they'll use those, what is it, the extractors? The hell, there's no way this bowl is dead. Now I thought it was time to put in a fresh bowl, but I think I just took one hoot out of a bowl and then switched. Oh yeah, it's not even close to dead. Now I hope everyone's been doing well lately. This morning I was reading or watching some videos about boxing history. I was kind of surprised, like boxing history. Oh, just got a bit of sore in my shoulder today. I'll cover that up. Let it get some air. Now anyway, so yeah, I was watching some boxing history, and I was watching Mike Tyson talk about who his favorite fighter was, and it was Jack Dempsey. And I've heard the name Jack Dempsey, but I've never actually seen footage or researched who he was. God, when I watched that documentary on Jack Dempsey, I was like, holy fuck, man. He looked exactly the same as Tyson and had the same fighting style as Tyson. So when Tyson said he was imitating Jack Dempsey, he did a fucking amazing job. He looked just like him, like his haircut was the same, and the way he dressed, and his fighting style. It's like, you know, sometimes you see someone's fighting style, and it's like, even if you had like a shadow of just the person fighting, you could tell that, hey, that's that person's fighting style, you could tell. So yeah, when I was watching Jack Dempsey, I was like, holy fuck, man, that's Mike Tyson's fighting style. I always thought that it was that Custom Auto guy that was training him that got him to fight like that. But I'm pretty sure Custom Auto didn't do all of it. It was actually Jack Dempsey that inspired Mike. It's pretty wild. Oh yeah, and then the other history I was watching was... Fuck, now I forget his name. Anyways, there was this really popular black fighter in the time of slavery, and he had all these people making racial slurs to him, segregation talk and stuff. So anyways, instead of like cowering away, it's like he faced all the racists head on. He's like, yeah, you think you're superior? I'll fucking fight any white guy in the ring and I'll beat him, right? So turns out they started like, I guess back in the old days, they were really racist about boxing, where it's like they had segregated boxing leagues, where only whites were allowed to fight whites and blacks were only allowed to fight blacks and so forth. But apparently this black fighter, man, I should look up his name quick. Anyways, he didn't fucking cower away or fucking take the racism and let it drive him insane. He let it fuel him. He's like, oh yeah, you want to fucking make racist claims? Wait till you see what I can do to you. No, and his fighting style was pretty wild. Like, he was known as having the best jab in boxing, or the best defense in boxing, and what it was this jab. He would just constantly jab people in the face, so it's like they could never even fight back because they're constantly getting hit, right? It's like, man, what a fucking amazing fighter. I'm gonna check out my history and try not to open anything with audio. Oh, it was Jack Johnson. Yeah, so Jack Johnson was known as the black boxer who lived without fear. God, was he a good boxer. It's like, man, all this stuff, the history that was going on at the time. He would walk into the rings of like crowds of people being racist to him, and they'd fucking win the fight. And they were trying to say in the documentary that the crowds fucking turned on him even after he won. But I don't know, when I was watching the footage, you saw everyone in the crowd cheering at points. So I'm pretty sure, like, I know in boxing, even when the fighter that walks into the ring, the bad guy, if he wins, he usually comes out the hero, no matter what. So I don't know, they're claiming in the documentary that a lot of people still remained racist even after Jack Johnson was winning. But he had white wives and stuff, so I'm pretty sure there was lots of white people that still loved him, including his wives. And all the footage, you see crowds of people cheering him, so... No, it was pretty wild too. So what happened in that whole situation is the white boxer was fucking heavyweight champion in his league, and he was claiming that his league was better. And then Jack Johnson was fighting in the black league, and he was saying, no, the black boxing league's better. I could beat you if we were fighting, right? So that white champion apparently went his whole career and retired, refusing to ever fight him. And Jack Johnson followed him around the world, taunting him outside the ring, saying, oh, you think you were a good fight in that ring? I would kick your ass. It's like, man, talk about bravery and fucking standing up to racism, man. It's like, that's how I often wonder of the world we see today. It's like everyone's like, oh, you should stop racism. It's like you should stop making people say racist stuff, force them by laws not to say it. It's like, well, look at the past, right? When people were openly racist and made claims of white superiority, what happened? Black people rose to new heights and kicked their fucking ass. So I often wonder, is that the fucking problem that we're facing in our society? It's like we keep hiding racism when actually racism actually fuels our society to new heights of greatness. It's like, I don't know, racism is horrible and all, but it's like everything in the universe, like the ancient magi talk about, serves a purpose, like creation, destruction. It's like racism has a lot of fucking destructive powers to it, but when the process of racism creates a lot of creation, like after all that destruction, man, look at all the good that came from it. Like, the peak of segregation, you had these black champions rise to the fucking top, and it fucking helped realize to everyone, they're like, hey, this racial superiority claims are bullshit, right? Like, fighters of different races will come up at different times and they'll win. It's not just one race that's winning every time. Now, that's what I love about fighting too. People say that it's so barbaric and you shouldn't be a fighter, but God, look at some of the great things that fighting has done in history. Like, fighting is that one thing where you can take two men that fucking hate each other, like, with a fucking passion. Like, they'll kill each other. Put them in a boxing ring, let them beat the shit out of each other for 15 rounds or 12 or whatever. And by the end of that, they end up getting such a respect for their opponent that whatever fucking hardships they had, they settled them. So it's like, that's almost the one guaranteed way. If like you have two people that can never settle an argument, just put them in the ring. That argument will settle itself. And it's a weird thing about boxing too, because like even when you lose, you get humbled, right? Like a lot of times people lose in life and they'll be like, I'll be really mad and they'll be an angry loser. But in boxing, when you lose, it's like you're on the ground and you're like fucking near dead and you're like, holy shit, man, not only was I wrong, but it's like, I see that I'm fucking really wrong. It almost forces you to accept your loss. Like at that point, you can't blame anyone else. It's like it was just you and him in there, and you could have won, but it was your fault. You lost. Can't blame it on anyone else and be like, oh, it was someone else's reason of why I'm a loser. That's the whole tough love thing. I was talking about it in my post. Joe Rogan has guests on his show will come on and be like, I had to row across the entire ocean by hand every day. It was torture. And Joe will be like, wow, that's amazing, man. You're so lucky. You must have got ripped when you were exercising that much. See, the whole tough love thing, right? Like, a lot of hosts might have been like, oh, I feel so sorry for you. You had to row across the ocean. But not Joe. He understands tough love. He's like, if you fucking train, if you get through hardships, you're going to come out stronger in the fucking end. That's just human nature. For some reason, our bodies are built to adapt to shit. It actually makes us stronger when we face hardships. And when it's funny too, every time our lives get easier, that's when we get weaker. So I don't know. I'm not trying to say that everyone should run around being racist or something, but it's like, I don't know. I kind of think that if people want to make claims of superiority, we shouldn't shut them up. We should be like, oh yeah, you're superior. Let's see you prove it, right? It's like, let science, fucking the whole process, the American dream, let everything play out. Like, hey, you want to fucking do this and say all that? Well, fuck, man. Let's see some fucking proof. So when you start covering shit up and be like, hey, don't say that and stuff, you'd be like, that's when suspicion starts. And people are like, oh, maybe it is true, right? They're trying to cover it up. It's like if someone says that they have something, but you can't look to see it. It's like, will you believe that they have it, or would you believe it more if they just showed you? Is hiding what they have like almost proof that they don't have it? Man, I keep getting all these skills, but no prints. Fucking sakes. I was hoping I'd get the basically screwed print. I always like that print because it's this print, it's like basic screws. And I always joke that if you get the basic, oh fuck, click the wrong goddamn button while I was talking. Now I was hoping to see what kind of prints I got on that run and show you guys the value of the highest craft I got, but I fucking clicked the wrong goddamn button. And I can see I didn't get any prints, and I don't know if I got a high value because I clicked away. Now I was thinking if Entropia or MindArc wants to fix the fucking crafting term at all, maybe have it so when I click back to browse by accident, it doesn't erase all the history of the crafting run I just did. Like maybe design this so that it'll still show my crafting run. I can just jump back into where I left off. That'd be kind of neat. Now that's like the casinos. You ever notice that when you go to a casino, they give you that casino card, like your Players Club reward card? And I fucked up this time because I didn't know. Someone corrected me. I was playing the Star Trek casino game in Windsor, Caesar's Palace, and I fucking had the rewards card and I put it in the machine, and there was this hot chick playing the game next to me. She had her card in the machine, and then she got up to get drinks or something and left her Players Club card in the machine. I was like, oh shit, she forgot her card. I thought she wasn't coming back, so I took the card out, which is a mistake. And then I ran up to her and like, hey, you forgot your card. And she's like, you idiot, I didn't forget my card. I left it in the machine because that holds your place in the run. Sort of like a crafting run. If you wanted to like do 300 clicks, had to go check your auction, but wanted to come back and continue that run. So that's how in the casino they set it up, is they have the rewards card, so you can put it in and like you get your fucking run back. Or yeah, you can just come back to the machine, continue where you left off. Because some people are superstitious, they believe that the crafting terminals or the casino machines have like a payout pool, so the more you're putting into it increases the odds of getting a fucking good jackpot. Which a lot of owners of the casino say isn't even true, but a lot of people believe that it is. So anyways, the girl reamed me out after. She's like, yo, you fucking jackass, don't you know, you idiot, that you're not supposed to take the rewards cards out? And I was like, holy shit, I've never been to a casino before, so this is the first time I've ever heard this. And she didn't apologize for reaming me out. She was still really upset. But I don't know, maybe the casino should have put a sign somewhere saying like, hey, if you see a rewards card, that's actually how you reserve your space, so you can come back and use the machine. So, I don't know. The one weird catch about that I noticed though too, is some people actually just leave the card in the machine and actually leave the casino. So then you're like, holy shit, did that person really leave? Because if you thought they were just leaving to get a drink or something coming back, but you wouldn't see them leave the building. So if you actually see them leave the building, it's like, maybe in that case you can take the card out. I don't know how that works. Yeah, because if someone's leaving the building, chances are they actually did forget the player's card. Because I know that's happened to me before too, where I was just so high when I was at the casino that I fucking didn't notice that when I left the machine I forgot to bring the rewards card. And then when I only noticed when I got to the next machine to start playing, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't have my rewards card. And I had to go back and get it. I don't know, I noticed a lot of Entropia players are actually gamblers at casinos too. Maybe you can put it in the comments. Does anyone actually gamble in casinos and play Entropia, or used to gamble in casinos? I guess gambling in casinos might be a thing in the past. May never occur again in our lifetimes. I don't know, I've been hardcore about releasing the fucking lockdowns, thinking that it wasn't that dangerous, but quite a few of my friends and family have died from this, and fucking, I just got some bad news about my favorite YouTuber. I don't know if you guys heard the news, but Bald and Bankrupt, he hasn't posted any videos for a while. I've been watching his YouTube channel since I first got my concussion, because I was trying to find something I could occupy my time with, and his travel videos were fucking amazing. But anyways, so he went crazy, I don't know, like this whole lockdown situation. He decided that he was going to do the exact opposite of what the officials were saying, and he would just travel from country to country that didn't lock down yet. So he was like on a partying spree. I don't know, maybe I got that wrong and he only went to Serbia or something, but anyways, and then part of the other story went that he decided to go everywhere without masks, because when you're vlogging you can't really wear masks because no one can hear you. It's like, I definitely couldn't do it because, man, people can barely hear me as it is. I mumble too much. If I had a mask on top of it too, it'd be like, holy fuck, good luck trying to understand me. But anyway, so he wasn't wearing the mask and he went to a whole bunch of public events. Like, I guess in Serbia they didn't do the lockdown at that point, so he was going to soccer games. And then he said afterwards he started going to all the bars and pubs. And who knows how much fucking he was drinking. Like, I don't know, I've watched Bald and Bankrupt or Mr. Balder drink, and he seems like he can handle his booze, so he probably fucking drank enough to severely lower his immune system. So anyways, the story went, he ended up catching COVID, and then he went to his room in his hotel for 10 days, tried to isolate to like ride it out. But he's in his 50s, so he's in the high risk age group, and the fucking, I'm pretty sure other episodes he was already talking about being on medications for other health conditions. So I was like, holy shit, man. Him catching it was probably not the greatest thing. So anyways, he caught it. The 10 days he was at his room, he just kept getting worse and worse, to the point where he almost died. So he had to get his friends to help get him to the hospital. And then as he was in the intensive care in the hospital, his condition continued, he still got worse. So the YouTube community, like, he has like 2 million, well, close to 2 million followers. So I'm hoping some of you guys have heard about him. He's not just a Bald and Bankrupt if you want to check his channel out. But anyway, so yeah, his community came through for him, made some calls to the Russian government, and the Russians sent in like the fucking top world-class aid to fucking help him recover, and they fucking got him to recover. No, the doctor said too that it was like a near miracle that he survived, because for how low they tested his blood oxygen level, and it had reached the point where he was like severe organ failure. Like, most people don't last more than a few hours after that point. So he was really close to a goner. So I don't know, the whole lockdown situation, I'm still anti-lockdown, I guess, to a certain point. Like, maybe we should be able to quarantine people that are sick, but this whole process of determining if they're sick seems a little sketch right now with the accuracy of testing and whatnot. But yeah, but holy shit, it's like, yeah, I think the economy and all that, they're showing that it will cause more deaths and destruction to have it shut down than any virus could, or like even like half of our population dying. So in the long run, it really does seem like we're going to have to make the lockdowns optional. So if you're young and healthy, you can keep our economy going. And if you're sick and high risk group, maybe you guys should be locking down. Some sort of balance there. No, you guys, like, I'm probably in the high risk group too, because I've had so many bad health issues and I'm up there in age. I ain't no spring chicken anymore. Now, I started to realize that when I got into my late 30s and into my 40s, As like at one point in my life, I was always looking up to everyone as being way older than me because I'm so young. And then at one point I realized like, hey, I'm not the youngest around here anymore. I can start claiming some fucking knowledge from age. Now, age is kind of funny. Almost everything I've thought I knew in life has like always gone full circle. Things that I used to like, I don't like anymore, and vice versa. Well, not everything, but a lot of things that aren't illegal. Now, what do I mean by that? Like, sometimes they'll become an atheist and then get back into religion. They become an atheist and then become back into religion. It's like life always goes in cycles. Now, I find that's almost the healthier way to live. If you get too caught up in one ideal system, that you become stale. Like Bruce Lee always says, water is flowing, and flowing is what keeps things fresh. Except for relationships, right? Total monotony. Now, but pretty much anything that I ever say on this show, there's an opposite that's probably true as well of what I'm saying. The two sides of every coin. Now, that's why I kind of find it funny when someone will tell me, like, everything on Wikipedia is false. I'm like, you do realize coins have two sides. Wikipedia is going to have some false shit, some right shit, right? It'd be amazing if someone could make something all one-sided. Like, here's a coin. It's the only coin in the world that only has one side. Like, woo. It's like no matter how you try looking at it, it's always just the one side. I like the whole fucking political flip-flopping through my life too. It's like when you're really young, I find there's a stage of like being very liberal. And then as you get older, you go through a conservative stage. And then, I don't know, sometimes you flip-flop out of the conservative stage and be like, man, these fucking liberal chicks are smoking with all their topless protests. You're like, you go and join the liberals for a while, but then you start going back conservative again. Now, I'm kind of hoping that there'll be a few more political parties that I can experiment with. I've heard about the Rhinoceros Party, but they're a little bit too extreme for me. The anarchist system, I tried hanging out with anarchists and embracing that lifestyle for a while. It is very tempting. Like when I see that Chaz thing and stuff, I'm like, yep, there is a stage in my life that I would have been there protesting with the Chaz people. Now, it's a good thing to almost experience, well, as long as you're not breaking too many laws, a lot of different fucking lifestyles, just so you get more perspective. I don't know, when I was growing up in high school, I liked to hang out with some of the nerds that were like super intelligent, always going to class, never skipping, never partying, never doing drugs. Hang out with them for a while, embrace their culture. And then on weekends, I'd fucking go and party with people and fucking get wasted every week. So, I don't know, it's probably not the greatest thing I talked about, the whole trying to maintain a steady thing, not making the peaks and valleys too extreme. Or else you'll end up like me, fucking ranting and raving and laughing the next second. Yeah. It's like, the best lesson in life, don't do what I did, see? Now, I gotta try to be less critical of myself. I know some people are posting, it's like I'm always criticizing myself. It's like, I know I'm like my worst critic. I think a lot of people get it, even like artists too. Like if you ever ask an artist who's the worst artist in the world, they'll often say themselves. It's like, see that fucking work I did? There was one sketch that was missing there. It's like... Now, I think it's our narcissistic society too. Like my personality traits that I inherited from my genetics have narcissism extremely. So I was like, fuck man, I can even see it all the time. All my behavior is so narcissistic. And then it's our society is almost geared towards encouraging that type of behavior too. So it makes it a lot harder to acknowledge that you're doing it and try to improve. That's why throughout my day, I try to balance it too, where I'm not just doing all destructive behavior just for myself all the time. Like for a while there, I was getting to a habit where I just play video games by myself, just get wasted all day, and the fucking weeks would go by, and like I haven't accomplished anything. I didn't help anyone do anything, right? So I was like, I started to balance it out more, where instead of doing that type of behavior, I do more volunteer work a little bit. Not that you get caught up in volunteer work and give all your free time away, but that's just as dangerous. But anyways, yeah, so try to balance it out with a little bit of volunteer work. Starting to get more social by like doing streams and stuff. I figured if you isolate yourself too much in society, you find everything's very difficult. But if you branch out and like more socialize with other people and expand your friend networks and stuff, all of a sudden you start to find easier opportunities like job opportunities or social interaction opportunities that make you less depressed and shit, right? That's what I often wonder about Entropia. So many people I met in Entropia when I was buying and selling sweat were solo players, where they would play Entropia and never speak to anyone else except for me when I was buying and reselling sweat to them. Well, I was buying sweat from them usually. No, I met one player who solo sweated in like this remote area of Calypso. It's like really hard to sweat. I think it was one of those fucking space station ports where people bought the landing pads that were supposed to be the only place you could launch from, but then they changed that so you could launch from anywhere. But anyways, there was a guy that was out there sweating, and he collected over, I think, 100 or 200k sweat, and he was just sweating solo mobs by himself. And he had no idea how much sweat prices were. He said he just turned off all the other chats because he wanted to be alone in the game. I was like, whoa. Now, I notice myself, in reality, I do that too much too. Where I'll like make a perfectly kick-ass living room. Has all the video games, the best TV, the best fucking computer. So it's almost to the point where I don't need to interact with anyone else because I have everything that I need. But then some other life situation comes up where you need help from other people, and then you start to realize like, holy shit, this little fucking perfect society bubble that I've created around myself seems good at the time, but as soon as you need other people, holy fuck. Anyways, I should finish the story about Mr. Balder. Anyways, he finished his fucking little ordeal with ignoring COVID. Now he's still isolating, I believe, in hotels, but he's trying to warn other people to take it a little bit more seriously. So I figured I'd pass on that message because I'm often doing the same thing. We're telling people to ignore the lockdown a lot, but I'm not really saying for everyone to ignore it, more so for young, healthy people that can keep our society afloat. They should be on the verge of being less afraid of it and try to focus some of the fear towards the high-risk groups. So maybe they will help isolate better. And I'm wondering too, is our government in Canada got really fucked with helping the nursing homes. So we're going to have to try to figure out some whole nursing home situation. The nursing home situation is so complicated. Because there's a lot of everyone looking at one side of the coin, bitching about how their side is the best. Like some people are like, holy shit, I dropped my parents off in this facility and I expected them to have the best care in the world. And the facility is like, on the other hand, saying, shit guys, we had the cheapest price out of all the facilities because we cut back on as much as we could to offer cheap care to people who had no other choice, who like couldn't afford to have someone look after their parents. And then a lot of people are saying too, well, if that money is so much of the issue, why don't we just get the government to do it? And then the problem is that our government doesn't create enough revenue in order to do that. So it's like we're not even close to having the amount of money to actually afford to do that, unless everyone was going to pay like 90% income tax. Then that 90% income tax, everyone would be like, shit, why didn't I just not pay that income tax and use 90% of my wages to actually just look after my own parent? So I'm wondering if that's where society is going to go. We're going to be like, holy shit, the only way someone can actually afford to look after parents is if kids do it for them, like their actual relatives. And I think in our society we did that for a long time, but then eventually at some point we decided that we could just start putting seniors into homes. Well, I'm sure medical reasons, like a lot of cases, say the kid isn't strong enough to look after the parent. So all of a sudden they need to put them in a home because, say, the kid themselves is crippled or something. So that's probably how the whole home situation started. There was actually a necessity for it. But then that necessity expanded to just everyone putting their parents in a nursing home. I know, like in the old days too, what they used to do is like have part of the house converted. So it's like you would have your house separate, but your parents would have like a house in the back, or they'd live in the garage, or they would own the basement, or like a duplex situation. So it was like kind of like you lived with your parents, but not really, because you had separate units. I can almost see maybe our society switching back to that, because our society has also reached the point where we realized it's not sustainable for one person to live in a fucking giant mansion. Well, like, really the way our society is set up is we need everyone to live generations in one little place. And we split up so that one person lives in a fucking house that can fit like 12 people. But there's only one person living in it. Then we're like, holy shit, where did all our real estate go? It's like, well, maybe if like 12 people are living in each house, there'd be tons of housing. I don't know, sorry to get so philosophical today. Pretty sure this extra spike bowl has something to do with it. Or maybe the full moon shifted or something and people are starting to come up with energies for solutions rather than always complaining about shit. Not to say that the complaining phase isn't one side of the coin. Alright, I guess I should get into some more Entropian content. What is new in Entropia? I still haven't decided. Oh yeah, I did decide. I'm getting ready to go to that protest on Calypso, check out what's happening with the Mankini, see if the Mankini protest is actually going to allow me to sell these Mankinis. So far no one's private messaged me to buy Mankini. I'm assuming it's because my price is a little high. So if anyone wants to help out the show and buy some Mankinis, maybe just private message me an offer, or even put it in the YouTube chat. And I'll see if I can get a few of them sold for a bit cheaper to help you guys and help get me back to some bigger crafting runs. I'm actually not even sure I'm going to keep using all my PED for crafting runs. What I'm working towards is also buying another shopkeeper. And once I have the shopkeeper, I'm going to place it in the shop that has the most foot traffic, which could be Rocktropia. Oh yeah! Yeah, you guys would never believe what happened. I got a whole bunch of intel when I was on Rocktropia, and I fucking forgot to tell you. Now, so I was walking around my booth at Rocktropia, saying hi to different people, and I seen a guy that was shopping at my shop at Camp Crunk. So I said, hey man, thanks for taking a look at the items in my shop. See that whole social thing, trying to expand. So then, lo and behold, he's like, yeah, thanks for fucking... Excuse me, he said thanks for the interest or saying hi. Or no, he was asking about if he was trying to buy some items to do an event that he was holding at Camp Crunk. And he wanted to buy items to use them as rewards. And then he was like, yeah, you should come to this event that we're holding at Camp Crunk. And I was explaining to him that I'm a long time Entropian, but I've never tried the event system before. I don't know why. I think it's because there's no mission chain that asks you to do it and gives it as a reward. I was thinking if there was a new mission that asked you to try an event out, I would have probably done it. But since there's nothing to incentivize new players to do it, because you have to buy a ticket. And I was like, why am I going to buy a ticket to get into an event, which I don't even know what happens in these events? So he was trying to explain to me that when you make an event, you can get different rewards and stuff. And he was like buying rewards to give away. And then I was asking him like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what Doc has been doing every Sunday. And then I found out Doc has actually been gone from Rocktropia. And what his job was, he said he was helping Doc to take over doing the events while Doc was gone. So I asked him how long Doc has been gone and what happened. And he said that Doc has been gone for a long time. I can't remember how long. Fuck, I should have wrote that down. But anyways, he said Doc was gone for a long time, but he's coming back, and he just had some stuff in real life going on. So I'm wondering if maybe Doc and Never Die know each other in real life. Maybe something's been going on with the Rocktropia wallet system, and they're working on correcting it together. I'm kind of hoping that's what's happening. So maybe Never Die and Doc will come back, and we'll have like good news about the wallet system being back. And I was tempted to invest in it, and I'm like, I heard that it's crashed right now. Some of the investors were upset. I don't know if that got resolved. If anyone's an investor from the Rocktropia wallet system that was going to be linked to Entropia and shit, if anyone knows any information about that, please share. I bet you there's a whole Discord page about it. So if anyone's found out about information about the Rocktropia wallet, and if there's a Discord discussing it, that'd be cool. So anyways, yeah, so Doc is apparently going to be back. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed he's back soon. Because I'm pretty sure the last thing that I ever heard from Doc is he was helping design a Christmas reward for Rocktropia. And he had spent a lot of time designing this reward. And it was like going to be like the best reward. And then it turned out that he got it, put in the patch or something. But the company Mindark here. Before I continue, let's get a quick message from the sponsor. I need to get a drink. Today's show was brought to you by Crack. Crack. It'll fuck you up. Holy shit, getting a little bit of a delayed reaction there. Like, hit scene. But I'm trying to make sure I don't press the wrong scene, so that's why it's taking me a little extra time. I want to do a new practice for when I'm doing recordings, so make sure I periodically check to make sure I closed everything. Not everything I need, just the stuff that I don't have any background shit running up resources. Alright, how is this crafting mission going? I'm gonna stop it and check it out. Fuck man, the guy next to me is just raking in the skills. You ever have that sometimes at the casino where the person next to you just keeps fucking winning like crazy and you're like, holy fuck man, I'm going away from you. Alright, let's see. Maybe I got a global when I wasn't looking. I'm just kidding. No, so my biggest peg return on this was 20 pec. Holy fuck, that's low. But, did I get any blueprints? No, hundreds of clicks and no blueprints. So I don't know, if the creators of Monria, I don't know what's going on with your prints on your planet. It's a little bit sketch. Oh shit, almost clicked browse again. Fuck. Yeah, let's check this out. So far I've got 10 ped back, not a single print. So when you're crafting here, if you're getting no prints, this takes your loot and makes it like 0. So that's why it's kind of a little bit harsh when you come to Monria to do this mission. You'll find it's harder to get success here. I don't know, how many clicks do you guys usually do of explosive prints before you get a print? Like, I'm a high level crafter, so I should be getting prints pretty often. Like, fuck man, I've even won Crafting Mania, for God's sakes. Not to toot my own horn, but winning Crafting Mania was like, hey, I think I can call myself a crafter now. If I've won Crafting Mania... It's like, what? That's kind of like your black belt in jiu-jitsu, right? Like, once you've like broken Hoist Gracie's arm in half in a match and won the UFC, that's like the equivalent of winning Crafting Mania. It's like they give you that, you're a good crafter. They fucking give you the UFC belt for breaking his arm. You've earned it. Alright, so this has been a really shit crafting run. So rather than continue using this terminal, I think I'm going to switch terminals. Now, I shouldn't really bitch. It couldn't not be a Monria thing. I might have just picked a complete shit terminal. For the amount of people that were there using that one, I don't know if you could see it, there was quite a bit of players. So maybe that's why. Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. People in the comments were saying that, oh, you're an idiot, only fucking... Well, they didn't say that, but they were saying that I was wrong, that only noobs are here doing the crafting mission. So we'll see if everyone here is a noob. But yeah, I think, do I have my scanner? So I don't know, I should check and see. So I don't know, does she look like a noob? Oh, a theater mask. I used to wear that. See, is she a crafter at all? Yeah, so she is pretty new for crafting. So maybe she's here for the mining. No, sorry for scanning anyone. I know some people are fucking a little bit anal when it comes to getting scanned. It's like we're in a video game, for God's sakes. Now, I think it's a kind of a women thing. Not to be sexist or anything, but women's psychology is very different to men's when it comes to attention. And it doesn't always affect women the same. It changes dramatically with age. No, like, what do I mean by that? It's like, well, technically men usually never get attention. We're never told that we're nice or fucking good at anything. No one ever compliments us on our looks. It's like almost like once in a lifetime when someone does. So it's a very opposite thing for us. Like if someone was to comment us, we usually won't take it as getting too many compliments and be like, oh, we're offended, stop complimenting us so much, right? Or stop looking at us. Where on the other hand, women, it's the opposite, right? When they're young and attractive, they're always getting so many compliments that it becomes overwhelming, right? So they're like, get away from me, I don't want attention, don't scan me. But guys are like, hey, scan me. It's like, here, I'll bend over and get a better look. Sorry, that was a bit too much. No, but I noticed too, as women get older on Facebook, they'll start like dying for attention, because then all of a sudden their psychology changes where no one is giving them attention. Sort of what men experience their whole lives. I guess I shouldn't say men don't get attention. Like, if you become like a fucking bodybuilder and you fucking hang out at beaches all the day, then there's probably a chance you're gonna get a few compliments. Not that I know or anything from experience. No, that's how most of my relationships go. I meet women at the beach like, woo, and then as soon as they start to learn more about me, they're like, ah, see you later. Let's try a new crafting terminal here. Now, so maybe those guys are right, that it is only noobs that are coming here to do the crafting mission. But I could have swore a few of the times I was scanning people, I've seen some pretty advanced crafters here. It'd be funny if I was the best crafter around here. Now, people are, yeah, I promised to show my skills off, I keep forgetting. It's like my skills aren't uber or anything, but I'm definitely up from the noob status. Now, just in case anyone doesn't have time to scan me. If anyone wants to scan my butt, they can anytime in the game. I better be careful. Every time I make comments like that, a whole bunch of guys are after me. Yeah, no comments. I won't get into that anymore. Alright, so for construction, let's see, what levels am I at? This isn't even the level system I like to look at. Where's the other one? Skills. I think it was professions. There we go. This is the one I like to look at. I don't know, the other skills breakdown kind of is confusing for me. Let's see, Mind Force, Sweat Gather, I have 4,000 sweat skills. That's probably the one I'm most proud of. Oh, it even calls me a specialist. That's pretty cool. Construction, I'm adept. So it's not like I'm noob, but I'm like foot in the door type thing. 1,000 skills. Well, almost 2,000. You can see I have a lot of things that I'm noob at because I usually haven't used Mind Force much other than sweating. I got a teleport chip at one point and I was experimenting using it. It was kind of fun. Beauty is another one I lack, even though I've even owned all the beautician equipment and shit. For some reason I never boosted up that much yet. I don't know, for social, maybe I have to do more events, because I've been a society leader for over 5 years. So, I don't know, I thought I would have more skills for that, but apparently not. Science skills, pretty good. Looks like engineering's up there, close to my sweating skill, 4,000. Oh, see, there was a guy, he just got the reward. That's what that green flash was. We'll have to see that in tomorrow's episode, guys, because sorry, I just didn't anticipate how long this crafting mission would take. Like, I could spend hours doing it, I guess. No, not to mention I got sidetracked there for a bit. Alright, so mining, I'm very rookie. That's one of the things I've barely done anything in mining. And I always save mining too, because I figured one day I'll get so bored of doing everything else in Entropia, it'd be kind of neat to have something that I'm still new at. Right, so medical. So I've done lots of healing for Beamer, so I really owe him all these skills. So big shout out to you, Beamer, up above. Fuck, I miss you, man. But yeah. So that's my healing. Mentoring, I'm a noob. I do have 10 graduated disciples, I think. But I've kind of gotten out of mentoring because a lot of the mentors I've been doing, I was helping too much. I think I told the mentoring story already. So once I get him back into the game, he said he's getting his computer back. Once I get him set up, maybe I'll start taking some new mentors or disciples. Or actually, heck, if you're looking for a mentor, just message me. As long as you can convince me that you're fucking committed to the game, I'll try to help you out. But not by giving you stuff, but by trying to teach you ways that you can get it yourself. Right, so that's the information thing. I'm trying to get into scanning more. You can see I'm still a noob for that. Right, general skills. My alertness is pretty good. Courage isn't bad. See, a lot of these skills I got from just sweating. Although I'll show you, I did boost up my hunting at one point. Yeah, so my defense, like my dodge and evade. Oh, that's pretty good. Evade's up to 1,700. I know a lot of people are probably laughing because they spend a lot of money in the game and their skills are way higher. But you gotta figure, I only deposited once, like years ago, thousands of dollars. I've just been playing off my profits that whole time. So I'm a little bit slower when it comes to gathering skills. Slow but steady, right? Like you can see I'm not POV in the game. Although a lot of people might get the impression when you see sweaters that they're POV, but it's actually a lot of the most profitable players in the game sweat just for fun. Like the whole social aspect I was talking about. Alright, so construction, we'll get into the skills I have for that. Blueprint comprehension. This is the one that my mentor was teaching me about quite a bit, or my crafting mentor. Mike King Beanut. He was the one who told me to get this skill so that it would help. So I got it. Oh fuck yeah. I even have a website that teaches you all the hidden skills. Maybe I'll try to bring that up. Oh, thank God. Now I hate it when I'm doing a recording and I open Google and it always opens like some of the last things that I was checking at recently. And it's not always a good thing when you're doing streams and that happens live. Could be a whole bunch of bouncing boobs everywhere. So I'll have to be more careful. I'm always praying that it opens on this screen. Fuck, I should really remember. Switch to the fire set when I open it, just in case. Anyways. Alright, so let's see. The website I was going to show you guys is how to get the hidden skills. One of the ones that I was just talking about there. Blueprint comprehension. Oh boy. Now, sorry I'm a little bit out of breath. You can tell I've been talking quite a bit lately. Now, there was this website I found. It was called something like How to Unlock Hidden Skills in Entropia. And it was like a blog, and someone wrote all the things that you could do to get it. For some reason, I have so many fucking links. And even if I didn't, my concussion's making me look at things and just not see them. It's fucking annoying. But maybe I'll just type it into a Google search. Entropia Hidden Skills Guide. Fuck, I think it was the first one that came up. So it's called Unlocking Hidden Skills Guide, Entropia Universe. And it's at the Entropia Universe MMO blogspot something or other. And it was released in 2011. So it's quite a while ago. Right, I'm praying to God there's no audio playing in the background in this website. I wonder if there's a way I could just mute it. And anyways. Right, so what I'll do is I'll increase the zoom and I'll go over this guide with you guys because we're talking about skills right now. So here's a picture of the guide. And if there's any boobs that bounce anywhere, I have no idea why that happened. Yeah, you can unlock hidden skills in different ways, blah blah blah. Animal taming, blah blah blah. There's a lot of stuff to read, so I'll just go down to the summary of it. Now, my fucking attention span is fucking horrible. Combat ranged. Right, so you can see that they're starting to list different ways that you can unlock skills for combat. One of them being marksmanship. And if you want range damage assessment, you have to get level 18 or higher in anything. So basically, when you come to this website and you want to find out all the different stuff, here it is. See, in order to unlock blueprint comprehension, I looked it up on this and found out that I needed to get level 10 in any engineering profession. And in order to do that quick, I talked to the mothership people and just did repair work. You can fucking get this skill in almost no time. So yeah, I don't want to give away all the details, and I don't want to keep scrolling, and I don't want to keep this open because I'll get lag. And there's a good chance boobs are going to be showing up soon. Not that it's a bad thing, but I don't want to get my channel taken down. Or do I? You gotta wonder with some of this stuff I'm doing, and do I really not want to get my channel taken down? Right, so I'll get into, where is it, vehicles. Yeah, you can see my vehicle manufacturing skill. Oh, it's initiated, because that's not the good one. Where is it? Vehicle repairing. You can see I got that skill down. Even around my sweating status. 4,000. Now I heard something about tier upgrading skills being removed from the game or something. But from what I can tell, I still have them. That was mediocre. Oh yeah, my vehicle technology. See, my vehicle technology is one of the reasons that I think I'm good at crafting vehicle prints. It even calls me inspiring. Now I was hoping, I was going to check the tailoring. Where was that? Tiering, texturing. I could have swore I had good tailoring. Alright, anyways, we'll go on to the combat skills. So for my combat skills, I worked on handguns quite a bit. My melee is very amateur. I should have did melee first. When you read that skill guide, you'll find out that if you do melee first, you unlock a whole bunch of extra HP. Hit points. So I kind of wish I could go back in time and reverse that. Maybe start with melee, but... Oh yeah, and whips, I'm very noob at, which makes me wonder if maybe I should just use the Crafting Mania reward, make myself some unlimited whips, and actually use it. Wouldn't that be a weird thing to do? Things that were intended? Ooh. But yeah, someone just got the crafting bonus. So man, these people are finishing the mission quick. I'm a little bit on the slow side. I wonder why. Now remember folks, as much as I make fun of crack, I think weed actually does have a lot of side effects too. One of them making you slow. So if you want and you're smart, you really should take breaks from it. Or not do it altogether. Don't do what I did. Look what happens. Alright, so my agility skill, I believe, is a little bit higher than you can to still buy sweat from the, or sell sweat to that one group. My health hit points are at 110. I think that's pretty good, right? Especially for not doing the melee. Alright, so that was that for those skills. Let's check out this one. Alright, laser sniper, you can see I'm 17, that's competent. So I'm best at laser snipering. And you can see for the weapons thing, or combat, I pretty much have at least a skill for everything. But most of it's just like bleed over skills. Now, so here's my engineering. You can see vehicle structural engineering is my specialty. Great, level 30. And to be fair, I actually experimented with extracting skills, so my vehicle skills would actually be double around. Well, probably not double, but you can get the gist. I was better. I got my skills up about to this level, cashed out the skills, experimented with selling them to see if it was a worthwhile endeavor. I failed at the math to figure out if it was or not, so I never tried it again. And then just kept my vehicle skills after that. Now if anyone's tried the profession of building up your skills on a mothership, extracting them, selling them for profit, and then determining your profits, please post a link of a video of where you do it. I'd like to see what it's like. I attempted to do it, but calculating the costs that I was paying for the extraction process, the mine force chips and all that shit, it was beyond my calculations. Oh, so Gardener, that's one of the ones that I'm almost getting my first level in soon. You can see that even though I've never done gardening, skills will bleed off from other things onto it. So that's how I get levels up in fields that I've never even done. Alright, next you can see the mining. Look how amateur I am with mining. So maybe if anyone's a really good miner and they want to hang out with me and show me some mining tips, I could probably use a mining mentor. Not like official mentor, but just one to show me the ropes. I used to watch, what is it, that YouTuber Pig Bennis or something? He was good at mining. Right, so let's see, for sweat gathering, I made it up to veteran level 36. And all these other skills are just bleed offs from sweating, except for the few times I tried a teleporter chip. And you can see my captain skills, I got up a little bit because I did some time capturing or flying Yoshi's mothership. I worked my way up on the crew at one point. Yeah, sorry crew for not coming by in a while and blocking the chat. I was just getting overwhelmed with chats at the time, and I haven't been in a situation to do repair work for a while, so as soon as I get some more fucking... Well, maybe I'll wait to buy the welding wire and get it from Yoshi. Or maybe I'll make it myself. But anyways, yeah, so I'll get in contact with her and hopefully do some episodes soon. I know I keep bragging about how Entropia is supposed to be with other people, so really got to make do on that and do it in these videos. Alright, so let's see, that was the captaining, pet. I'm very weak at the pet stuff too. Coloring, I tried it briefly, but you can tell I'm very weak at it still. Hairstylist, I'm still at 0. I even had the hairstylist machine and all the equipment that you needed to use it. And I talked to some people who were doing it for skill gaining, and they said it was actually really good skills. Alright, so this video is already over the hour mark, so it's going to be a 2-part series, or a 3-part series for fucking Monria. And I still didn't even show the good sweating location. So I won't ditch you guys in the sweating community. I noticed a lot of people like, holy shit, thanks guys. People that I encounter in the sweat circle is like, hey, we're watching your videos while we're sweating. I'm like, thanks guys, that's fucking amazing. I can't believe people are doing that. Can't thank you enough. Yeah, and big shout out to the creators or owners of Monria. Thanks everyone for all the work that you did so that I could be doing these videos here. I appreciate it. Monria is one of my favorite moons right now. I'm not just biased because I used to own shops here. Right, and yeah, I guess I should change the studio to the exit. There we go. Right, thanks again everyone for watching. If you can keep helping out by checking out the links below. I'm like fucking floored how many people already have, so I'm pretty sure that's testament enough at how cool these links are that you should check them out too. Make Ped, fucking... If anyone's wondering about Entropia partners, maybe I'll do a whole bunch more videos about them soon. Because I know some people question if it's really true that you can cash out into Entropia. I've got a bunch of videos that are linked. I keep trying to link the cash out and Entropia partners video at the end of my videos for Entropia, but I'm still getting the hang of that. Tried it a couple times. I think I got it to work once and failed like 4 times. So I'll try it again with this video. At the end there should be a link where you can just click at the end and it'll prove that you can actually withdraw this money from the links below that you can earn at Entropia Partners. And Entropia Partners has everything from surveys that are fucking fast ped. You can make like 20 ped a day from surveys, no problem. But not just surveys, you can make money listening to radio, watching videos, even watching my tutorial videos. So yeah, hope everyone does that, signs up for Entropia Partners. It'll help you, help me. Once you do it, you can even start doing referral links into your YouTube channels so you can get other players to sign up too. Maybe don't do that too much so I can get everyone. Just kidding. Alright, so yeah, hope everyone has successful YouTube channels. I know I promised to make a link at the bottom of everyone's channels that I've been watching. Fuck, I forgot to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'll try to remember for this video. By the time I close this, I'll probably fucking forget. Alright, so what have I been seeing lately? There's so many things in nature that can get into your vaporizer. Always things to look out for. Now I was reading about grizzly bears a lot lately, so if you happen to be on Canada's west coast, some grizzly bear fur, because they're fucking everywhere these days, happens to fly by, get into your vaporizer and you vaporize that, and it tastes like fucking shit, or tastes worse than shit, like hair. Not that I know what shit or hair tastes like, I swear to God. Can you tell when I'm lying? Anyways, yeah, so if that happens, you can give the video a dislike. But if not, please help with likes. I really appreciate every like I get. It actually makes my day when I see a video that has like 5 or 6 likes, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm a successful YouTuber. Now, if you guys keep sending or signing up for my referral links, I swear I'm going to be out of my mom's basement before I turn 50. So I really appreciate it. We're on a mission here. We can do it. Alright, take care everyone, and yeah, catch you later. Oh yeah, fuck, almost forgot the most important thing again. Never buy the products from my sponsor. It will ruin your life. Look what it did to me. I'm just kidding. I'm watching you.